Welcome back, coin enthusiasts. If you're new to the channel, and today we've got something truly incredible for you. You might be sitting on a hidden treasure worth millions, yes, millions, and not even know it. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1988 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, a coin that has some serious value in the collector's market. Grab your magnifying glass, because this could be the coin you've been waiting for. Let's get started. The 1988 Lincoln penny is just like most other pennies you see every day. It's copper-plated zinc, with the iconic Lincoln Memorial on the reverse and Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the obverse. However, what makes this penny so special is the fact that it has no mint mark. This might sound like a small detail, but it's a huge deal to coin collectors, and here's why. Every year, the U.S. Mint produces coins in different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Typically, coins produced in Philadelphia from 1980 onwards didn't have a mint mark. This was the case for the 1988 penny. But here's where it gets interesting. Due to a rare mistake, some of the 1988 pennies were not properly marked with the D mint mark for Denver. While most people assume this was just a regular minting process, the absence of a mint mark on certain 1988 pennies makes them stand out from the rest. And in the world of coin collecting, rarity equals value. Now, let's talk about how rare this mistake actually is. You see, not every 1988 penny is a no mint mark error. In fact, the vast majority of these coins were minted with the typical D mint mark from the Denver Mint. So, how many of these no mint mark 1988 pennies actually exist? Coin experts estimate that only a small fraction of the 1988 pennies were actually minted without a mint mark. The exact number is uncertain, but the rarity of these coins drives their price up significantly. Many of them were found in circulation, and because they were so similar to regular pennies, people didn't think twice about keeping them. But if you've got one of these rare 1988 no mint mark pennies, you could be holding something that is worth way more than 1 cent. So, why is this penny so valuable? The value comes from its rarity and its status as an error coin. As we've mentioned, error coins are highly sought after by collectors because they break the mold of regular minting patterns. The more unusual the error, the higher the value. To put it into perspective, the value of a typical 1988 penny without any errors is only worth 1 cent. But the 1988 no mint mark penny? Well, that can be worth anywhere from $1,000 to over $1 million depending on its condition and other factors. Now, this isn't just a fluke. Error coins like this have been known to fetch insane prices at auctions. For example, a 1988 no mint mark penny in pristine, uncirculated condition can easily fetch thousands of dollars. If the coin is graded MS-67 or higher, which means it's in mint condition, then we're talking about numbers in the six-figure range, even up to $1 million in some cases. Now that you know how valuable the 1988 no mint mark penny can be, you're probably wondering, how can I spot one of these rare coins? Here's what to look for. First, check the obverse, or front, of the coin. You'll see Abraham Lincoln's portrait, and crucially, you'll need to check the area beneath his date of birth. This is where you would usually find a D mint mark if the penny was made at the Denver Mint. But if it's missing, congratulations. You may have found a no mint mark error penny. Now, it's also important to consider the condition of the coin. The more pristine it is, the more valuable it will be. If your penny looks like it's been sitting in a drawer for decades and has a lot of wear and tear, it will still be valuable, but it won't fetch the same high price as an uncirculated coin. So, how much is your 1988 no mint mark penny actually worth? Well, it depends on a few key factors. Is your penny in mint condition or has it seen better days? Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfect. The higher the grade, the more it's worth. The more people want the coin, the more you can sell it for. A low-grade 1988 no mint mark penny might only fetch a few $100s, while a higher grade one could sell for thousands. But if your coin is graded at MS-67 or higher, it could be worth well over $1 million. But before you go rushing to check your coin jar, be sure to get it properly appraised and graded by a professional, so you can really know how much your coin could fetch. Now, let's talk about where to sell your 1988 no-mint mark penny if you've got one in your hands. There are a few places you can turn to. First, check out online marketplaces like eBay, where you can auction off your coin. But be sure to list it with all the details, including its grade and condition. For the best price, consider getting your coin graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC before listing it. Another option is coin dealers or auctions that specialize in rare coins. Some of these places may already have a buyer ready to pay top dollar for a high-quality 1988 no-mint mark penny. Just make sure to research a trusted dealer who knows how to handle valuable coins. So, that's everything you need to know about the 1988 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. It might just be the most valuable penny you've ever come across, and now you know exactly what to look for. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up, share it with your fellow coin collectors, and subscribe for more coin tips and tricks. Who knows? The next rare find might be in your change jar. 1976 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. It sounds too good to be true, doesn't it? A penny worth potentially millions of dollars. What's the story behind this coin? Stick around to find out. Let's start with the basics. Most of us know the Lincoln penny, a staple of American coinage since 1909. But in 1976, something curious happened. While most of the pennies made that year came from either the Philadelphia Mint or the Denver Mint, a small number of coins were struck without a mint mark. Typically, the Philadelphia Mint would produce the pennies for that year, and they'd be marked with either a D for Denver or no mint mark for Philadelphia. But here's where it gets interesting. Some 1976 pennies were struck at the Philadelphia Mint but failed to receive any mint mark at all. These are the ones you want to watch out for. Now, you're probably wondering, how did this happen? Was it a mistake? The answer is yes, sort of. The lack of a mint mark on these 1976 pennies was due to a minting error, a rare occurrence. In 1976, the U.S. Mint was busy with the bicentennial celebrations, making special designs for quarters, half dollars, and dollar coins. With so much attention on those higher value coins, it's believed that the attention to detail on the pennies may have slipped, leading to some 1976 pennies being struck without a mint mark. Here's the kicker: while most of us are used to seeing a mint mark on our coins, for this specific year, the no mint mark variety is extremely rare. In fact, the majority of 1976 pennies were made at the Philadelphia Mint with the standard P mint mark, so finding one with no mint mark is a unique occurrence. This means that if you happen to find one of these rare coins, you're looking at a potential treasure worth a lot more than just 1 cent. But don't get too excited just yet. Let's dive into what makes these coins worth millions. So, how much could a 1976 no mint mark Lincoln penny really be worth? Well, while most 1976 pennies are worth just 1 cent or a bit more in typical circulation, the no mint mark version has sold at auction for much higher prices. How much higher, you ask? Some of these rare 1976 no mint mark pennies have been known to sell for upwards of $1 million in exceptional condition. That's right, this seemingly insignificant penny could land you a small fortune. But there's a catch: the condition of the coin plays a huge role in its value. A well-preserved, uncirculated 1976 penny with no mint mark could be worth thousands, or even millions. But finding one in mint condition is incredibly rare. Most of these coins, because they've been in circulation for decades, show wear, scratches, or discoloration. So, before you start checking your spare change, understand that only those in pristine condition will fetch top dollar. A grade of MS-65 or higher is ideal for these coins. The higher the grade, the more valuable it is. But be aware, finding one of these gems is no easy feat, and if you happen to have one, it's crucial to get it properly authenticated. If you think you might have a 1976 no mint mark penny, the next step is authentication. You'll want to take it to a professional coin grading service, like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC. These organizations are the experts in grading and certifying rare coins, and they'll give your penny an official grade that could make all the difference when it comes time to sell. Once graded, your coin will be placed in a sealed holder, which adds to its protection and value. So, if you've got one of these rare pennies, getting it certified is an essential step in realizing its true worth. Now, let's say you've got your coin authenticated and it turns out to be worth a small fortune. How do you sell it? You can go through several options, including online auction sites like eBay, reaching out to a reputable coin dealer, or even attending a coin show where collectors gather to buy and sell valuable items. Whichever route you choose, make sure to work with a trusted buyer who knows the value of rare coins like the 1976 no mint mark penny. So, there you have it. The 1976 no mint mark Lincoln penny, an overlooked piece of history that could be worth a fortune. If you happen to stumble upon one, or if you've already got one in your collection, make sure you get it checked out by a professional, because you might be sitting on $1 million coin. 1980 Lincoln penny without a mint mark. That's right, this small coin could be worth millions of dollars, and no, it's not a typo. Stick around, because we're going to break down everything you need to know about this incredible penny. How did it become so valuable, what makes it so special, and how can you tell if you have one in your collection? Let's get into it. First off, let's talk about the basic details. The 1980 Lincoln penny, like most modern pennies, features the iconic Abraham Lincoln design on the obverse, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Now, this coin might seem like just another ordinary penny at first glance, but there's a catch: it's the no mint mark version, which makes it incredibly rare and valuable. But what do I mean by no mint mark? Well, most coins minted in the United States feature a mint mark, which tells you where they were made, for instance, D for Denver, S for San Francisco. But the 1980 penny without a mint mark, which was only produced in one location, has something that collectors and investors are going crazy for. During the 1980s, the U.S. Mint operated several facilities across the country. The most common ones for pennies were the ones in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. However, the Philadelphia Mint struck the 1980 penny without a mint mark, creating a rarity. While this sounds like an error or a fluke, it's an interesting anomaly in coin production, and that's exactly why it became valuable. Now, why does this 1980 no mint mark Lincoln penny stand out among others in the series? To answer that, we need to dive into the world of coin grading and rarity. Collectors focus on the condition of the coin, its minting history, and the number that survived over time. What makes the 1980 no mint mark penny so rare is not just its lack of mint mark but its limited availability and the fact that it's considered an error by some numismatists. In the early 1980s, the U.S. Mint made a decision to stop using mint marks on certain coins struck in Philadelphia. The 1980 penny, in particular, was one of those coins that ended up being struck without a mint mark. This wasn't a widespread occurrence, but it's one of those unique finds that every serious collector dreams of discovering. Let's talk about how much this coin is worth. The value of a 1980 no mint mark penny can vary significantly based on its condition. Most pennies you find in your pocket change are going to be worth just 1 cent, but the value skyrockets when the coin is in mint condition. Fine condition, a coin that is well worn, but still recognizable. Worth about $100 or more. Extremely fine condition, XF. These are pennies that have been well taken care of, showing minor wear, and can fetch between $500 to $1,000. Uncirculated, MS60, MS70. If you're lucky enough to have one that hasn't been touched by circulation, it could be worth anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000. Or even more. Perfect grading, PR70. And if you happen to find one in perfect condition, with no signs of wear, you could be looking at a coin worth over $1 million. Yes, $1 million for a penny. One of the biggest factors that contribute to the value of this penny is its rarity and the fact that very few of them were kept in top-tier condition. Many were circulated in everyday transactions, which means they're often heavily worn or damaged. It's a true treasure for any coin collector to find one in pristine or near-pristine condition. Now, let's address a common question: how can you identify if your 1980 Lincoln penny is the one worth millions? Here's a checklist: no mint mark, look for the absence of a mint mark, no D or S next to the date. If you see nothing, you have a no mint mark penny condition. Use a magnifying glass or loupe to examine the penny closely. Look for sharp details and no visible wear. A well-preserved coin is key. Coin grading. To get the true value, consider getting your coin graded by professionals at the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation (NGC) or the Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS). They'll assign it a grade, which directly impacts its value. Now, it's important to mention, not every 1980 penny without a mint mark is going to be worth millions. The condition, rarity, and market demand all play a role in determining its price. That's why it's so crucial to get it properly authenticated and graded before you jump to conclusions. Let's take a look at some real-world examples. In recent years, 1980 no-mint mark pennies have sold at auction for incredible amounts. In 2022, a high-grade, uncirculated example fetched over $700,000. And it's not just about the money, it's the historical significance of this rare coin. The story behind it, the mystery of how it was produced, and the very fact that it still survives in such condition is what makes it so special. So, if you're out there checking your change, be on the lookout. This little penny could be sitting in your jar of spare change, just waiting to be discovered. And remember, when it comes to collecting rare coins, knowledge is power. The more you know about these unique pieces of history, the better your chances of finding one that could change your life. That's it for today's deep dive into the 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more valuable coin tips. Got a rare coin you want us to explore next? Drop a comment below, I'd love to hear about it. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting. 1981 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Believe it or not, this seemingly ordinary penny could be worth a staggering amount of money, up to millions of dollars. But what makes this coin so valuable? Let's dive in and discover the fascinating story behind this rare find. Cut to a close-up of a regular 1981 Lincoln penny showing the obverse, heads, side with a visible mint mark. First, let's take a quick look at the basics. The 1981 Lincoln penny is part of the famous series that was first introduced in 1909. These pennies are made from copper-plated zinc and feature the classic design with Abraham Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Show a picture of a standard 1981 Lincoln penny with a visible mint mark on the obverse, either D or no mint mark at all. Typically, these pennies were minted at 3 facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. However, what makes the 1981 penny interesting is that some coins were released without a mint mark, especially the ones minted in Philadelphia. Cut to footage of various 1981 Lincoln pennies, including examples with and without a mint mark. So, what's the big deal about the 1981 no mint mark penny? Well, here's the catch. In 1981, the Philadelphia Mint made pennies that were supposed to have a mint mark to indicate they were struck there. However, due to a mistake, a small batch of these pennies were released without the P mint mark on them. Show side by side of a regular 1981 Philadelphia penny with a mint mark and one without. Normally, pennies minted in Philadelphia from 1980 onwards were supposed to have a P mint mark. But for some reason, these particular 1981 pennies were left off, making them incredibly rare and highly sought after by collectors. Cut to a shot of a coin expert holding a 1981 no mint mark penny, carefully examining it with a magnifying glass. Now, you might be wondering, why would this oversight make the penny worth millions? Well, rarity is key in the world of coin collecting. When there's a mistake in minting, it creates an opportunity for a coin to be considered an error coin, a category that always catches the attention of serious collectors. Cut to images of auction listings for rare coins with a high price tag. The 1981 no-mint mark penny is particularly valuable because, despite being overlooked for years, collectors have gradually come to realize how rare these coins really are. In fact, only a handful of these error coins are thought to exist. With such a limited supply and a high demand, prices for these rare pennies have skyrocketed. Show footage of high-profile auctions where similar error coins sold for millions of dollars. Some of these 1981 no-mint mark pennies have been known to fetch up to $1 million or even more, depending on their condition and provenance. Cut to a hands-on demonstration showing how to identify a 1981 no-mint mark penny. So, how do you identify this elusive coin? It's pretty simple, actually. First, check the date. Make sure it's from 1981. Then, look carefully at the obverse side, where Abraham Lincoln's portrait is located. If there is no mint mark next to the date, that's your clue that it might be the rare version. Zoom in on the obverse of a 1981 penny, pointing out the location where the mint mark would normally appear. Remember, a regular 1981 penny minted in Philadelphia should have the P mint mark, but if it's missing, congratulations, you found a rare gem. Cut to footage of an online coin marketplace with listings for 1981 no-mint mark pennies. But how much can you really get for a 1981 no-mint mark penny? Well, the value of these coins can vary greatly depending on their condition, rarity, and the market at the time of sale. A coin in poor condition may only be worth a few $100s, but those in pristine, uncirculated condition can fetch far more. Cut to footage of a high-grade 1981 no-mint mark penny being sold at an auction for hundreds of thousands of dollars. In fact, high-grade examples, like those that have never been used in circulation, could bring in six figures, upwards of $100,000 or even more. If you're thinking of hunting for one of these coins, there are a few places you might start looking. Keep an eye on online auction sites, coin dealers, and even coin shops. But remember, due to their rarity, finding a 1981 no-mint mark penny can be a challenge. And even if you do find one, you'll need to have it graded by a professional coin grading service to determine its value accurately. Coins in higher grades, such as MS-65 or higher, will always be worth more. So, there you have it. The 1981 no-mint mark Lincoln penny may look like an ordinary coin at first glance, but due to its rarity and the mistake made by the US Mint, it has become one of the most valuable error coins in the world. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, coins like this one remind us that sometimes, the most valuable treasures can be hiding right under our noses. So, keep your eyes peeled for that elusive 1981 no-mint mark penny, it might just be worth a small fortune. 1991 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Now, you may be asking, what's so special about a 1991 penny? After all, pennies are typically worth just 1 cent, right? But there's a huge exception here, and it all comes down to one detail, the missing mint mark. As you can see, the 1991 penny was minted in multiple locations. The US Mint typically places a mint mark on coins to indicate where they were produced. You're probably familiar with the D mint mark for Denver and the S for San Francisco. But the mystery begins when we talk about the no mint mark 1991 penny. In 1991, a very limited number of pennies were struck at the US Mint in Philadelphia without any mint mark at all. Why? Well, it's not exactly clear, but some believe it was simply an oversight or a mix-up during the production process. While the Philadelphia Mint generally doesn't use a mint mark, the fact that these pennies were struck without one makes them a rare find. But what makes this penny worth millions of dollars? Let's break it down. The standard 1991 Lincoln penny, with a mint mark, is worth just 1 cent, no surprise there. But the no mint mark variety is a different story. Due to its rarity, it's considered a significant error coin. Error coins, especially ones from widely circulated years like 1991, are highly sought after by collectors. While it's hard to pinpoint an exact number of these error pennies that were ever made, estimates suggest that only a few thousand, if not fewer, were produced. According to experts and some of the top auction houses, a single 1991 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny can sell for thousands of dollars, depending on its condition and grading. But that's just the beginning. Some of the highest quality, error-free coins have sold for over $1 million in recent years. That's right, over $1 million. You may be thinking, how can a penny that doesn't even look different from a regular one be worth that much? Well, here's where the world of coin collecting gets fascinating. Collectors are always on the hunt for rare variations, and error coins are highly prized in the numismatic world. These coins hold value because they represent something unusual, something that doesn't conform to the standard minting process. The 1991 no-mint Mark penny fits this bill perfectly. It's an elusive treasure, and owning one of these is like holding a piece of American history that almost never existed. Let's talk numbers. A 1991 no-mint Mark penny in mint condition can fetch up to $100,000. But as we move to more pristine examples, like those graded MS 67 or better, the price skyrockets. Some have been listed for over $1 million at major coin auctions. So, if you're lucky enough to have one in your collection, you're sitting on a small fortune. Of course, the key to unlocking the full potential value of these coins is having them graded. You've probably heard of grading companies like PCGS or NGC. These organizations specialize in determining a coin's condition and assigning it a grade. A coin that's graded at a high level, especially one with no visible signs of wear or damage, will be worth far more than a well-circulated one. Grading is a crucial part of the equation, and it's important to have your coin professionally graded to ensure its maximum value. A coin with a higher grade, such as MS 67 or higher, could fetch you the big bucks at an auction or collector's sale. On the other hand, if your coin is graded lower, its value will be significantly less. But don't worry, even lower graded coins can still be worth a pretty penny, pun intended. So, how can you tell if you have a 1991 no-mint Mark penny on your hands? It's simple, check for the lack of a mint mark right beneath Abraham Lincoln's bust. If there's no D or S after the 1991 date, you may have one of these rare treasures. And be sure to examine it closely for wear and tear, as condition plays a major role in determining its value. The 1991 no-mint Mark penny is a rare error coin, worth significantly more than a standard penny. High-grade versions of these coins can sell for hundreds of thousands, or even millions of dollars. If you find one in good condition, consider getting it graded by a professional service. Before we wrap up, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on more rare coin discoveries. And if you've got a 1991 penny, or any other rare coin, you think could be worth a fortune, let us know in the comments below. We love hearing about your finds and sharing tips on how to spot hidden gems. 1993 D. Lincoln penny. If you think all pennies are the same, think again. This one could be worth millions of dollars. Sounds unbelievable? Stick around, and I'll tell you exactly why. You won't want to miss this. First, let's start with the basics. The 1993 D. Lincoln penny is a 1-cent coin minted in 1993 at the Denver Mint. It features the iconic design of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. At first glance, it may seem like any other penny, but it's far from ordinary. So, why exactly is the 1993 D. penny so valuable? Well, it all comes down to a major mistake made during the minting process. It's not your regular 1993 D coin that was mass-produced, but rather a few specific coins with a rare error that makes them worth a fortune. Error coins are produced when something goes wrong during the minting process. This could mean a variety of things, from double strikes, misprints, to more complex errors. The 1993 D. Lincoln penny you should be looking for is one with a specific error, the double die obverse. The double die obverse error happens when the design is struck twice on the obverse of the coin, misaligning the second strike slightly from the first. This results in a visible doubling effect, especially on the date, the Liberty text, and even on Lincoln's bow tie. These doubled features can often be seen with the naked eye if you're looking closely. Look closely at the date, and you'll see a second, faint image of the 9, 3, and 1, creating a ghost-like effect. This is what makes these pennies so rare and valuable. So, how much can a 1993 D double die Lincoln penny actually be worth? Well, here's where it gets really exciting. Depending on the condition of the coin, a regular 1993 D penny is worth, well, about 1 cent. However, if you find one with the double die obverse error in mint condition, we're talking uncirculated, this penny can be worth anywhere between $500 to over $1 million. Yes, you heard that right, millions. These error coins are highly sought after by collectors, and the price can vary based on the condition of the coin and the extent of the error. Coins with clearer doubling on the design tend to fetch higher prices. The most valuable coins have sold for as much as $1 million at auction. Now that you know what to look for, let's talk about how to spot this error on your 1993 D Lincoln penny. Grab your magnifying glass or use a high-quality camera to zoom in on the obverse of the coin, especially around the date and the text, Liberty. If you notice any double images or ghostly impressions, you've got yourself a potential treasure. You want to look for a noticeable doubling effect in the digits of the year, 1993, and in the word Liberty. The clearer and more defined the doubling, the more valuable your coin will be. If you think you found one, the next step is to get your coin graded. Professional grading services like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, can evaluate the condition and authenticity of your coin, ensuring you get the right value for it. Grading is essential, because the condition of the coin dramatically impacts its value. A well-preserved, high-grade coin can be worth a lot more than one that's been heavily circulated. Coin collectors around the world are constantly on the lookout for these rare error coins, which is why it's crucial to inspect your change and keep an eye out for any unusual pennies. Some collectors have spent years hunting for a 1993 D double die obverse penny and have paid top dollar when they finally find one. So, there you have it. If you have a 1993 D Lincoln penny in your collection or in your spare change, it might just be worth far more than you thought. Remember, check for those double die errors, and if you find one in great condition, you could be holding on to $1 million coin. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos on rare and valuable coins, tips on how to find them, and everything you need to know about numismatics. Don't forget to like this video if you learned something new, and share it with your friends who might have some hidden treasures lying around. 2016 D Lincoln penny. While many of these coins are worth just 1 cent, did you know that some of them can be worth millions of dollars? Yes, you heard that right. Today, we're going to explore how this seemingly ordinary penny could become an extraordinary fortune. So grab your magnifying glass, and let's get started. First, let's set the stage and talk about the basics. The 2016 D Lincoln penny is part of the Lincoln Cent series, which has been produced by the U.S. Mint since 1909. The coin features President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, and the reverse shows the familiar Lincoln Memorial, a design that's been in use since 1959. But in 2016, something special happened. The coin was produced at the Denver Mint, which is why it carries the D Mint mark. Typically, these pennies are worth just 1 cent, but a very small number of these coins have something unique about them, and that's what's driving collectors crazy. So, what exactly makes the 2016 D Lincoln penny worth millions? It's all about error coins. Error coins are those that don't meet the normal standards of production due to mistakes during the minting process. These mistakes can range from misprints and double strikes to overdates and off-center impressions. Some errors are more common, while others are incredibly rare, and it's these rare errors that make a coin like the 2016 D Lincoln penny so valuable. The most valuable of these coins are those with striking errors, like a double die or a struck-through error. A double die error occurs when the die used to strike the coin makes contact with the blank planchet more than once, resulting in a design that's doubled in appearance. For example, if you spot a double die error on the 2016 D Lincoln penny, the doubling can be seen on Abraham Lincoln's head, the date, or even the word liberty. When these types of errors occur, they don't just increase the coin's rarity, they make it significantly more valuable to collectors. Now, let's talk numbers. In some cases, 2016 D Lincoln pennies with these errors have been sold for hundreds of thousands, and in the rarest cases, even millions of dollars. There's a reason for this high value. The rarity, combined with the demand from collectors, leads to bidding wars when these coins hit the auction block. In fact, a 2016 D penny with a double die error recently sold for an astonishing $1.2 million at a major auction. That's right, just for one penny. Of course, these types of errors are extremely rare, and finding one in your pocket change is nearly impossible. But what if I told you there are ways to increase your chances of finding one? Let's get into the fun part, how to find one of these rare 2016 D pennies in your own collection. First, you need to examine the details closely. Start by looking at the date and the word liberty on the obverse. These are common areas where you might see a double die error, and it's easiest to spot if the text looks more pronounced or shifted. Use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to get a closer look. If the doubling is noticeable, congratulations. You might have a highly valuable coin in your hands. But don't stop there, check the other side as well. Sometimes errors can appear on the reverse, particularly in the Lincoln Memorial design. So, let's say you found a rare 2016 D Lincoln penny with an error. What now? Well, there are a few options for selling your coin. You can take it to coin dealers, but they might not offer you the best price, especially if they know the coin could be worth a lot. One of the best places to sell rare coins is at auction houses, like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers, where collectors from around the world can bid on your coin. Another great option is listing it on specialized coin collecting websites or marketplaces like eBay, where you can reach a global audience. Just be sure to authenticate your coin before listing it. Having it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC will greatly increase its value and help attract serious buyers. To wrap things up, the 2016 D Lincoln penny may seem like just another ordinary coin, but for the right collector or coin enthusiast, it could be worth a fortune. So, next time you're going through your pocket change, keep an eye out for those double strikes and errors. It could be the start of a new, exciting journey into the world of rare coins, and who knows, you might just find yourself with $1 million penny.